Hey, Stephanie. Blessings to you. Hey, Visha. It is. It's pleasant out here too, which is why I'm actually out here. It's calm. It's not too windy, not cold at all. Our declaration is be transparent. Our declaration is be transparent. Be transparent. Be transparent. I was having a moment today. Oh boy, where I was struggling. Anybody else been struggling a little bit today? I mean, I was struggling a little bit. I was this morning's cardio session. I said, Lord, I forgot how tired cardio makes me during the day. Um, but it does. And so I kind of laid down a little bit, ate my meals or whatever. And um, it's not even antsy. It's kind of antsy, but I had a moment where I was laying down and I said, God, I got to get out of this house. I don't know why. I just felt like I needed a breath of, fresh air. And as I got here, really it started on my drive. I just knew that there were some things that I needed to tell God. And so when I got here, I just entered into a place of just telling God how I felt. So my question is, when's the last time that you've told God how you feel? Like, when's the last time you actually told him how you feel? Can somebody type that question in? How you doing? Can somebody type that in? Can somebody type that question in? When's the last time you took some time and told God how you felt? So when I got here, can I just be transparent? I flat out told God this. I said, Lord, I am overwhelmed. And I went through, circumstance after circumstance after circumstance of why I was overwhelmed and how I was really trying not to be overwhelmed. Like, I had a whole, you know vulnerable moment where I said, God, I'm overwhelmed by this situation that blindsided me. I'm overwhelmed with rent that's due this week. I'm overwhelmed. But I also, as I was telling God about how I was feeling, I was also acknowledging, you know, the positives in what he's shown me through those circumstances. Like, for instance, I told God, I don't know why he has me sharing this. Like, for instance, I told God, I said, I'm overwhelmed by finances because it makes me, it's making me a little bit antsy. Rent is due. I have certain other things that are due. And, you know, that in itself, I didn't even mention my dog. I'm not even overwhelmed by that anymore. But it was just these things that are popping up like right now. And I said, Lord, but the positive is that I know that if I can stay focused, right, when I'm not yet, in that place of overflow, I said, Lord, I know that I'll be able to maintain focus when you bless me with millions. I pray that somebody catches on to that. And so I was sitting out here, and the Lord wanted me to just come on because there are some of you guys that you guys have already said, even if you catching this on the replay, today has been one of those days where you just been kind of feeling some type of way, whether it's uncertainty, whether it is anxiety, whether you two have been just overwhelmed, overworked, whatever the case may be, that God is saying, be transparent. And so I'm gonna give you guys a few tips, about three key tips to get to a place where you can be transparent with God. And I will say this, it's like the moment I let that out to God, it's like the heaviness went away. I'm gonna say that again. The moment I got to a place where I let it, I just let God have it. I didn't try to hold it in. I wasn't concerned about, the words that I was speaking. It was just literally Here, God, because I can't handle this no more. This is how I'm feeling. I ain't complaining, but this is how I'm feeling, and I'm trying not to feel this way. It was just more so a plea for help. Like, God, I need your assistance. I need a little bit of help. And so the first key, this is what the strategy that I applied today. The first place is get to a place of peace, right? Get to your quiet place. For me, the reservoir is always that place where I know I can come to God and it'll relax me, it'll calm me. It's just that place that I connect to the reservoir, right? Sometimes it may be a little bit different. It may be just someplace else outdoors, but outdoors seems to work for me. This is called getting to your secret place. It ain't just a quiet place, but it's going into your secret place. What is the secret place? It's a place where you are undisturbed. It's a place where you can be vulnerable and there are no distractions. Am I making sense? I'm gonna say that again. The number one step to getting to a place of transparency. And the purpose of this broadcast is because we all have moments where we are extremely heavy. We all have moments where we are extremely anxious. We all have moments where, we may feel overwhelmed, overworked, concerned about things, right? And so key number one, Natasha, key number one, get to a place of peace. Get to a quiet place. Go to your secret place. If you need to go step outside, if it's cold or hot, just go step outside, for a quick moment and just talk to God. That is it. Key number two, tell God how you really feel. Number one, go to your secret place. Whether that's your prayer closet, whether it's a park, whether it's just outside your home, whether it's the beach, whatever it is, get to a quiet place. Number two, tell God how you really feel. Number two, tell God how you really feel. A lot of times we dance around how we really feel with God. Can I just flow? A lot of times we dance around keeping it all the way 100, all the way a buck with God, right? Because we start thinking about word curses. We start thinking about sounding ungrateful. But God is saying, enter into your secret place, right? And tell me how you really feel. Because how can God help you with an issue that you're having that you won't even tell him about? You won't even keep it all the way real about what's really bothering you. It's the weight getting to you, right? It's the delay getting to you. Is it finances? Tell God how you really feel. He ain't like man. Man will take a vulnerable moment and they'll exploit that. I'm gonna say that again. Man will take what is a vulnerable moment and they'll exploit that. God isn't exploiting it, right? So key number one, get to the secret place. Key number two, tell God like what it really is. Tell him how you really feel. And for a lot of people, you can pinpoint why you're feeling overwhelmed, why you're feeling antsy. You can literally pinpoint it. You know exactly what the situation is. Now, whether or not you want to admit what the situation is, that is an entirely different story. But key number two, tell God how you really feel. Key number three, give God thanks. Give him thanks. Because notice I said, as I was talking to God about how I really felt, like it was probably the first time in a long time that I just flat out said, God, I am overwhelmed and I'm trying not to be. But even as I was telling God about how I felt, I was able to find some things to be grateful about. I was able to say, God, well, at least I thank you for exposing that. I thank you for allowing that to happen. I could find a reason to be thankful, even in the mix of being overwhelmed. And I think a lot of times that's something else that we overlook because we feel like if we're struggling, we don't have nothing to be thankful about, right? You can see God do everything else, keep your house together, make sure you got food, make sure you got gas. But sometimes when you feeling heavy, you ain't even thinking about all the things that he's done, right? You ain't even thinking about it. But as you release, acknowledge what the storm taught you. Acknowledge, the beauty in whatever it was happened, however it is that you feel, acknowledge it. Let's just say, the weight is getting to you, right? Let's just say the wait is getting to you, waiting on the promises of God, right? What has the wait taught you so far that you can be thankful about? Has it matured your faith? Has it helped you remove idols? Has it helped you get over fear? Am I making sense? Am I making sense? And number 4, I know I said 3, but I just feel like I need to keep flowing. Number 4, check this out. Once you've done those 3 things, getting to your secret place, telling God exactly, how you feel, giving him thanks, the next thing to do is simple. Receive your peace. Receive your peace, because guess what? When you feeling heavy, you don't have peace. I don't care what nobody say. You cannot feel heavy and still have peace. It is not possible. You cannot say, God, I got peace, but I'm anxious. It don't work that way. They are total polar opposites. Right? Receive your peace. And that was literally what I saw God literally do for me. I got to my secret place. It's a place where I know that this is me and God's place right here. Yeah, it's a big place, but this right here, this particular part, this is me and God's place. But literally after I got here, I began to just listen. Unfiltered, in an unfiltered way, I told God how I felt, but I also found things within what I'm experiencing that I could be grateful for. Hey, Sabrina. And you know what happened after I told God exactly how I felt? God, I'm overwhelmed. This overwhelming me, that overwhelming me. It ain't even about my dog, because I know that she gonna be fine. It's all these other things that are popping up. In that moment, once I got done talking to him about it and thanking him for what he has shown me, how he has grown me, peace came. I didn't feel heavy anymore. I didn't feel the burden. I didn't feel overwhelmed anymore. And I know that there are some of you guys where are you like, all I need, God, is just some peace. All I need is peace. For some of you guys, the issue is you're tying understanding the process to being able to receive peace. But the thing about God is you don't have to understand your process in order to have peace. I'm going to say that again. You don't have to understand the process in order to receive peace. It is a portion of what God gives us freely every single day. God wants to hear from you today. I don't know who this is for. He wants the real you to show up, not the you that you feel you gotta be. All right, I'm gonna say that again. God is saying he wants to hear from you today, not the you the real you, the vulnerable you, the overwhelmed you, the anxious you, the heartbroken you, the worried you. He wants to hear from the real you and not the you that you feel you have to be. Because a lot of times when we show up in prayer, we feel like our prayers got to be perfect. Our words got to be perfect. Our emotions got to be perfect. So what happens is we dance around how we really feel in prayer. And we wonder why when we leave prayer, we still feeling a little bit anxious. Anybody ever been there? You pray and then you still feel anxious. You pray and you still don't have peace. You pray and you still have, a heavy heart. Anybody ever been there? So many of y'all have been there. It's because you ain't showing up as the real you. And until you show up as the authentic you, the hurt you, the vulnerable you, God is saying, until you do that, I can't fix the issue, because you won't even tell it to me. And I know what y'all are thinking. What, don't God know everything? Yes, but he ain't that. Listen, he is not that kind of God. He wants us to willingly go to him and tell him what's wrong. Because when you do that, I guarantee when you come out of that place of prayer, you'll have some peace. You'll have some joy. You'll feel a little bit lighthearted again. And that's the broadcast. Somebody tell your neighbor, open up to God. Come on, open up to God. Can I just get someone to tell their neighbor that? Open up to God. Talk to him. Tell him what's really going on. Tell him what's really going on. Instead of dancing around how you really feel, go to him so he can fix how you feel. Go to him so that he can fix how you feel. Listen, that is the broadcast. If you can receive this, can you just tell God thank you? Can you just tell God thank you? If you can receive it, can you just tell him thank you? That's it. That's it. That's it. Open up to God. That's it. So listen, to those of you guys that feel led to sow, 7 is the number. Represents completion. 7 is the number. 7 is the number. The seed title, open up to God. That's it. The seed title is open up to God. Baby, I don't care if you put $1.07 in the ground. I don't care if you put 7 cents in the ground. You may feel led to sow $7.77. You may feel led to sow $14.77, but just make sure that your seed has a 7 in it. That's it, man. That's it. Seed number is 7. I want to encourage every person to sow into this word. Y'all, these revelations don't come for free. God says I need to say that. These revelations, I have to go through it in order to get these revelations. It don't come for free. It don't come with ease either. Sometimes I'll be like, God, I don't want to go through nothing else now. I'm good. So listen, if you know you need to sow, don't hesitate. God says to say that again. If you know you need to sow and this blessed you, it resonated with you, don't hesitate. Don't hesitate. For some of y'all, this broadcast was your lifeline. God says, I need to say that again. For some of y'all, this broadcast was your lifeline because you've been struggling today. You've been heavy-hearted today. You've been a little bit anxious today. You've been you've been feeling a little bit down about your circumstance today. So if it blessed you, sow into it. And again, the seed number is 7, and the seed title is open up to God. I want to encourage all 7 of you guys to sow. Whether you sow in 7 cents, whether you sow in $7, whether you sow in 70, whether you sow in 77, whether you're sowing $1.07. If this blessed you, sow into it. And so that is it, y'all. I love y'all. I am rooting for you guys. And so until next time, y'all.